Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for session 9 of Heaven on High, a City of Mist actual play on the Happy Jacks RPG network. To find all sessions of this game, visit happyjacks.org/, Heaven on High, and to find all the shows in the Happy Jacks network, visit happyjacks.org. My name is Lloyd, and I'll be your GM today, and I'm joined by four fabulous and beautiful people to my right, to my left, and I'll be doing them in order of how I feel, starting with Mo.
Yo ho, I'm Mo. Great to be here tonight with these fabulous people, being seen by these fabulous viewers and those in the future who will hear what we do.
I am also joined by Leona.
Hello, that is me. I am Leona. And today I am playing Priya, aka Shanti, aka Shanti Priya. Uh, who knows what's gonna happen there?
And we're also joined by Rose.
Hello. So good to be here.
And finally, we are joined by Joe.
Hey everybody, I'm your intro player Joe. I've been intro playing Jacob Lee, the Big Bad Wolf. Last session, I was also playing Jacob Lee, the Big Bad Wolf, and also Aaron Kent.
Bravo, bravo!
I'd like to remind the audience that we are using the lines and veils safety tools, the X card, the N card, and the O card in our game to make sure things are great, going great. And we shall begin with a recap of what happened last week. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, actually, I do apologize, everyone. 2 weeks ago, the party attempted to do a very big move, which was capture what they consider to be the main cause of most of the city's problems, Aaron Kent, who happens to be a agglomeration of Frankenstein. However, they realized that they bit off more than they can chew when two separate things started to happen. One was that they ended up creating a muse, which, according to what happened in the world, muses create dream eaters, which is usually their big bad and something that they're terrified of. And secondly, they realized that everyone within the crowd that was there, and possibly the entire city, had likelings to be Erin Kent, and that she was all of them at the same time. There, after a battle and a moment where they spoke to her, broke down what happened, and saw what's going on between, they finally found themselves free and unsure as to what the next options were when Gally, the driver for Venus, arrived and told them that they was instructed to take them anywhere they wished to go. And that's where we'll be starting today's session. And that aside, how's everyone doing today?
Excellent. Excited to figure out
Fantastic.
what on earth is going on.
So am I. So we will begin with what we said last time, which was that you were hoping to go see Alice, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we'll start today's session. Before I go on, I'm just going to take a good stretch. Get my bones back in, put myself in the right mood, mentally align myself with my soul, and we shall begin. Gally's limo feels like a limo. Driving in it, he's comfortable. It's perfectly fine. It's sane. It's extremely comfortable. Gangster's Paradise is playing on the radio, which is extremely inappropriate given how you feel, but you're accepting it because, quite frankly, you are well beyond anything that seems real at the moment as it is. And he starts to drive through the city. Galley's Drive takes you past places that you've seen before. You go past the tattoo parlor, you go past the park that you just left from, you go past the diner, you go past the old people's home, which has been shut down as if you renovated something new, maybe a park because gentrification or something. But what matters is the speed he is traveling doesn't seem to make much sense. For one, the ride is smooth and yet it rocks slightly every now and then just to keep it going. You feel comfortable, but you also feel a little bit, oddly enough, boat sick if you do happen to suffer from that. The second thing that comes up is the sights around you. They start to change. Things become less physical and more translucent. Everything becomes a little bit looser. And you realize as the drive is going on and you are in the car, at some point, although you are unsure exactly as to when and how, you are no longer in the real world and you have transitioned into a space between both the real world and the dream world. Joe, what that means for Jacob is up to you to interpret. So feel free to go wild for that, entirely up to you. But what truly matters is as the car continues to move through, the space between the dream world and the real world, things around you start to break apart. Buildings stop making logical sense. Some of them are tilted on their side, some of them are floating in nothing. Bridges lead to nowhere. Like when you drive off one end, you end up on the other. Everything seems to be reversed where you are going forward, but the view you're getting is if you're going backward, which is extremely odd in its own sense of ability and how it functions. Eventually, you realize that nothing seems physical anymore except for the road that you are on. And around you, everything floats in its own strange, broken form with nothing itself held accountable in some kind of odd, unstated limbo. After a while of driving, Gali stops the car, seemingly at the end of the road itself, where nothing exists and everything is just floating along itself. And as he pauses, he lowers down the back window, all the way down so he can speak to the four of you in whatever form you are in. And he goes, everyone, we have arrived.
What's outside our window?
When you take a look out, the world is purple all the way across. You can see what looks like horizon in the distance, and a strange purple light is emanating from it and giving a purple glow to everything else. The road itself seems to stop with nothing on its left and nothing on its right. A few broken structures seem to be forming around the area, but there's no real physical form that seems to have been created from it. They're just loosey goosey, floaty, timey wimey nonsense everywhere you want. The road itself has stopped. Gali goes, "This is as far, unfortunately, as I can take you. My trips only allow me to take to Limbo. I cannot, unfortunately, go to heaven." Mo?
So this limo, does it have beverages? Does it
Yes.
have like a stocked bar?
Yes.
I take during the trip, I've taken a bottle of vodka and I've poured it on my hands to wash off the blood.
Ooh, nice.
And
There's like a little bucket you could use as well if you wanted to.
oh, okay. Then
Is that the champagne
Yo,
like ice
don't just
bucket?
ruin his car.
yeah.
Don't just
Um,
ruin homie's car like that.
Sure, I do that over the ice bucket.
But
I
Gali
but
appreciates that.
only at Priya's and Rose's inappropriate glare.
Oh, Holly doesn't give a shit. Holly's dealt with much more blood.
It's probably
Okay.
it's probably just Priya.
I
Like
think it's just Priya.
Okay.
you
Let's
start
be
watching-
real.
You're about to
Oh.
start washing your hands, and Priya's like,
Meanwhile,
excuse.
She just like slides a bucket underneath.
All right, Joe, go for it.
Meanwhile, the wolf's belly has just been bleeding the entire time.
We are wrecking this limo.
Yeah.
We are not getting our deposit back.
Gali's on the front, and she's probably like, I have to clean this whole thing because of these people.
Priya's like trying to like offer gauze and stuff like that. Like she's trying. She's trying her
That is,
best.
shall we talk more about the wound that is now flowing from you, Jacob?
Well,
Would you like to
it
give us
used
more
to
description?
be it used to be stopped by a shard of the axe that has now been removed. So that means there's nothing stopping the bleeding, staunching the bleeding. And it isn't closing. The wound is still open. So there seems to be something the wolf has to do, or something else other than letting the wound stay open. But we don't know what to do yet. So it's just been open and bleeding, but the wolf seems to be stronger, moving more agilely, taking fuller breaths, because nothing's stopping his lungs now.
I like that. All right. Gali has unlocked the doors. Not that they were locked in the first place, and is hoping you're going to get the blood out.
Holly
Single play.
turns to Gali and asks, do we need to call you, or will you find us on the way back? Or is there a way back?
Gali sits in the car and turns towards you and goes, I am sworn to carry you where you wish to go. I may not be able to get to you, but if worse comes to worse, if you can get to me, we shall see.
Fair enough.
Also, please stop bleeding on my car.
Oh, that's up to
Also,
them. And Holly opens the door and gets out.
Please stop bleeding in my car. I really would appreciate it if you could stop. Like, and Gali will go, I will wait for you here for now. If the road finds itself open, I will join you. However, heaven is lost to people like me. Do the rest of you step out the car?
Yeah.
As you come out and you step out of the car, there's a moment where when you sort of take the actual step for a moment, it doesn't feel like you're getting out of a car. It almost feel like you're stepping off something a bit more less solid, and you feel it shake beneath your feet. But when you step on the pavement, car looks fine. Everything's grand. Don't need to worry about it. You see Gali pull up the windows once again to give them a blockage, and they reverse and drive off. You currently stand in an area with a bunch of purple as the lighting coming from somewhere. Items and bricks scattered around the area, doing its best to function and go through the area. If you wish to know, there are a few tags on the area itself that are preventing you from going forward, but they will require you to make some kind of roll to discover them. Or you can try and change the game to ensure yourself to give yourself a path. There are multiple options for what you wish to do in this situation. Do not feel pressured to go for one or the other. Anything you do, I will translate into game mechanics so you can see how it works.
Does this feel like it does when we're in the dream at all, or is this some different place?
There is definitely that feeling of dream world, but it's how do I describe this? You know when someone has a waking dream or a daydream where they are technically in the where they are, but their mind has wandered elsewhere. That gap between wake and asleep, somewhere in that emptiness is where you are. So you have all the things that make you your dream version, your dream selves available, but they're contained within your physical form as it is. However, if you wish to explore it and go a bit more wilder and unleash a bit more wolfiness, you can do that without a problem.
Okay, I'm full wolf.
Hey, what does the wolf look like now?
So I think a lot of things are shifting because a lot of what defined the wolf was Red Riding Hood, and Red no longer exists, has never existed, has been written out of creation somehow. Which means a lot of the things that happened to the wolf is like a Schrodinger's kind of, did I face the woodman? Did I get my stomach cut open? Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. So there's like shifting going on with the wolf. Sometimes he's massive and huge and black. Sometimes he's a white wolf, more of a forest dire wolf, and he's just a regular wolf. But it's just constantly shifting as if he's no longer constrained to a single definition of the wolf's story.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Last session, I did a prepare for your next activity and got 3 juice. Did that disappear at the end of the session?
That did disappear at the end of the session.
Bummer. Okay.
I apologize. It's best for me to ensure we don't have to worry about that to go through that. I do apologize for that.
Oh, it's all good. That would be so much bookkeeping. Yeah, I want to start figuring out what's going on in Limbo.
Okay. How would you like to go about this? Any option is good. It depends on how your character interprets investigation and what they roll for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also gonna jump in here and say that Priya's first instinct is to like explore, and like kind of like a very like innocent type of exploring. Like she's just kind of poking around. I don't know if we like want to offer that as like a help or if that's like a separate role. But I wanted to throw that out there.
If you would like me to put it down, Priya, you realize that the weird broken paths and stuff that are lying around, like the busted like things are actually standable, and you could leap from platform to broken wall to broken that, as long as you can get a good hold on it. If you fall, it's unsure what that means, or even if there is actually a fall in the first place, or if you will not just end up back at where your starting position is. But nothing seems stable.
Oh no,
So
we've unlocked the
you know.
platform level.
It's a platformer, everybody.
This was my least favorite Psychonauts level.
Adam is going to investigate to figure out who is watching us and where are people.
Okay, I like that. I think that's great. Tell me how you do it, and I'll tell you what you need to roll for it.
He figured out how to find other automatons like himself.
Mm-hmm.
And so he is going to use a similar logic to find other dreamers like himself.
To reach out and touch other dreamers all across the area that you're in currently, right?
Not so much touch, just sense.
I like it. Why don't you give me a sense power roll by rolling, I think in this case, roll me and investigate. Because I think that counts for you using abilities to seek answers and to burning questions.
And can I use tags?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I'm gonna use tracking.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use. Can I use Hunt the Truth supporting people? That's on our crew thing.
I cannot give you that for how you are doing this currently. Okay. I apologize.
Travel through dreams?
I will give you travel through dreams.
Okay.
However, there is a purple haze with a status of 2, which is currently influencing your roll. So you'll be taking a -2 to the roll. If that status stays, for most of the rolls involving going around this area, Purple Haze 2 will give you a -2 to it. You may use actions like change the game or certain kind of other actions if you can to lessen that.
The Jimi Hendrix effect.
Yeah, it's all in my brain. It seems like things don't feel the same.
I thought it was like a Prince thing, like a Purple Rain.
Oh, that's Purple Rain.
No, that's the next level of precipitation.
Oh, that's next level. Okay, so we gotta finish platforming through this level, and then we get to see the Purple Rain.
You really gotta watch out for Purple Hail. It's awful.
Oh dear, is that like level 3 platforming?
And then everything's icy and you slip around.
And then I think that's all I have on this plane. Can I use Hatred of Alchemist?
I will let you use Hatred of Alchemist because I think you're trying to type into what you are, and it'll probably hurt you quite a bit. Remember, if you have 0 power, you still get 1 question no matter what.
Gotcha. All right, so I'm about to roll investigate, and I got a 9.
All right, you had 3. Oh, -2, so you still made it with a 7.
Yeah,
because you had a -2 from Purple Haze.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you get 1 question from me.
My question is,
were there additional statuses that we didn't know about yet?
Yes, the Purple Haze is the status.
The Purple Haze was status.
Okay, but is that the only one, or it sounded like there might have been multiple?
There probably are multiple that you do not know yet at the moment, but currently the only one affecting you is Purple Haze. Because that'll be very obvious when you use your power that you can feel the haze is trying to get to you.
Okay.
If anyone become relevant, I will let you know.
So I think the question I want to ask, and I'm kind of crowdsourng this, is who's watching us? Do you guys have a better idea?
I don't know if we're being watched.
Are we being watched?
Or I was curious, can we spend clues to find out like what the statuses on a scene are?
You can ask me to investigate, and if it makes sense, I'll tell you the status.
Okay.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's a question that's asked. If I'm like, the easiest way to get to you is to give you in game terms, I can give you an answer to that.
I just wasn't sure if you could use clues to ask about mechanical things affecting the world.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So I want to know, So we're looking for Alice. Is that right? And
Yes.
I don't care about Alice. I really do not want to support this endeavor. And so I think in doing so, um, I'm looking for the most direct route to Alice so we can get this over with.
So what is the question you'd like to ask?
How do we get to Alice?
You search for the Turple Haze and you realize from your investigation and you reaching out with your alchemy that there is something not physically, metaphorically holding you back and breaking up the path that you are on to wherever Alice is. Whatever this thing has, it has disintegrated the path and locked the path behind powerful blockages and strange powers and portents to stop you from getting there. From what you can tell, these portents are related to emotions and also fables and also things to do with that. And it's using that to physically break the path out. Because there are multiple angles and multiple things it's using, essentially knowledge, emotion, fear, fable, everything it can, it's hard to grasp up. If you can figure out one of the things it's trying to do, or figure out something of an emotion that it's currently giving out, you might be able to break that and reform the path towards where it is.
Is it almost as if we're very close to Alice, but if we don't go down the rabbit hole, we won't be able to actually get to her?
Yes.
Confirmed.
I tell them
how you break through this area is entirely up to you, but there is something has spotted you there and it's intentionally trying to slow you down.
That's what I wanted to know. There's something keeping us from Alice, and it has obscured the road, and there's no direct route to her right now. We could just go back.
So this isn't just a place of limbo. There's something here.
Yes.
Well, that's not nice.
But is it worth the effort? Really?
You want to go back and just keep killing Aaron Kent? For the audio listeners, Mo is smiling.
A big ass grin.
Just beaming a smile.
I hear you. I really do. You would rather go back. But unless we find our way to Alice, we're not going to get actual answers. Things that will actually destroy Aaron Kent. So, I mean, if I gotta light some fires, I'm gonna. And you're not quite sure if you're talking to Priya or Shanti in this moment. It's kind of like the two of them are both very much in sync for once. Where they're both just like, yeah, no. If we need to burn through this mist or whatever, why not?
I say, good luck lighting fires. The boatman said he left us in heaven, or at least at the gates.
I'd like to go ahead and change the game to try and clear the haze.
Okay, how would you like to do this? Remember that you are in the dream world, so ways you act can be if a meta is the word metaphorical I'm looking for?
Metaphysical?
The metaphysically, you aren't bound by the laws of physics and time and space.
Does this feel familiar to Alice after spending a month in the dream?
Does it feel familiar to who?
Did I say Alice? Holly.
There we go. Yes, this feels familiar to what you went through after spending a month in the dream.
I'm sorry, does this feel familiar to Aaron Kent?
Yes, this feels familiar to Aaron Kent.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So, Holly is gonna... She's gonna look at kind of the different floating chunks of world and stuff and just be like, all right, the quickest way is through. And she's going to step forward off the ledge, and as she falls, she is going to invert 180 degrees and start walking upside down upwards, which is for her now downwards. And
all right,
what I'd like to do is tag could I tag basically as I'm trying to bring the group together and lead us through this, kind of using her mythos to kind of draw reality around her and almost just kind of force it into a path for her.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
So I'd like to tag Together We're Unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to tag. Could I tag Samuel Savior, kind of to represent her
I
time
cannot
spent
give you
to
Samuel
represent her
Savior.
time spent in the dream?
I'll go take that to a vote. Do y'all think I should be nice?
That's one. Oh, two. All right, Joe and Leona. And Mo, a very late vote for yes.
Fine, you can have Samuel Savior.
Okay. And the last one I wanted to tag was Dreamwalking.
I'll give you Dreamwalking, and you have a -2 from Purple Haze.
Okay. That should give me a total net 1. So +1. And then core moves, not cinematic moves. Change the game. That is an 8.
All right, with an 8, you can create a story tag, or you can reduce a status, or you can burn a power tag or a story tag.
I would like to reduce Purple Haze by 1.
All right, Purple Haze is now 1. And as you take the step down, and my hand just disappeared from the screen for those of you who are listening. I love this green screen. I'm not get an actual green screen. This is struggling me now.
Mm-hmm.
And as you take the step and start to walk down, the camera will also pan with you, and you start to step through. And as you're walking up, you physically can feel the purple starting to clear around you, and everything has a little bit lighter of the purple, a bit more, almost going almost pink in its own way as you start to step on there. And every step you take, a new path is starting to form, but it's raggedy and it's broken and it's twisted and it's not necessarily secure as you're going down towards it. I'd like to also point out that Mo got a 7 on his roll. So his answers were incomplete and part true, part false. Please keep this in mind as we're going along.
Okay.
Would anyone like to follow? Or do you all wish to take your
I follow.
Is the haze moving?
The haze isn't moving, but it's parting.
This is very slow, but I'm gonna follow for now.
I'm out of character. I'm torn between following or trying to like burn the haze away.
¿Por qué no los dos?
See,
Why not
do
both?
both.
Okay, both. How do both, GM?
Okay, so because we've already had one roll for parting the haze, I don't want to do another roll directly back for, well, let's clear the haze directly. So is it okay if I say that you start burning the path along with
Yeah,
with Rose as you're going on?
yeah,
At
absolutely.
least for now. And when we get a chance for the scene to change a bit more, we can have you actually make a roll to get rid of it.
For sure.
Just so I don't have back-to-back rolls, if that's okay
Yeah.
with everyone else. As you
Works for me.
start, thank you. As you start to go forward with Priya taking charge and burning away whatever haze around, either by just holding a flame in your hand or just going, whichever way you want to do it, entirely up to you. The raggedy path starts to change. And Rose, what do you imagine to be a good time?
For Holly?
Yeah.
A good time in what sense?
As in, what situation will make Holly feel comfortable and cool, where you would feel safe? Because as you're parting the area, you're putting your own take on the purple haze, and it will influence the path that you are creating.
God, that's a really hard question to answer for where Holly's at right now. I think safety for her is curled up in the bed of the apartment she doesn't have anymore. It's something she left behind.
In which case, as you're going down your path, which is now correctly righted according to the camera, you start to see images of your room flashing around you. Feel free to this, but they're like small parts, like a broken wall, a leftover picture, a half-made bed, your medical bills on the side, your car keys left on the bottom, whatever is there. All of the things that matter to you for making you feel safe start to appear around. They seem to try and formulate and become something, but they cannot seem to grasp enough to be something sensible at the moment as you're moving down the path. However, as you keep going and moving on, you can see the haze is starting to weave itself around the flames, trying to do something to get within. So when you keep going up, you come up to another block. And when you come up to a block, it's a hospital corridor. The path you change has now become a straight on, dreary, full forward facing hospital corridor with multiple doors laden about the side. And each door, as you're moving towards it, seems to have someone coming in, pushing something, going out of the door, someone opening the door, coming in, pushing out something, going to the door. And it has this crisscross of people going about the area. In fact, as you all step into the corridor, as it forms around you, forcing you directly where it is, the area becomes almost like a maze. And you can see the doors that are there and being opened and closed are leading to other doors and other corridors. And it just seems like this weird limbo of work, 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 work just seems to be repeating itself over and over and over and over again. Yes,
Can Adam upgrade himself to see through the haze and the solution?
If you can tell me how, I'll give it to you. In order for you to do that, there's another status you have to beat. Because there's a status that will stop you from seeing it.
One moment. So I think I'm going to try to absorb some of the haze.
Now that sounds like an interesting idea.
I'm going to absorb some of the haze. And
alchemize it?
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. I like that. I will give you a tag. I'd say a tag would be the most likely created. I don't think that will clear the haze status, but it'll definitely give you a tag that everyone can use to help you look through the haze. Is that fair?
That's very fair.
All right.
Can we
give me?
Can we use story tags on a scene to go above our regular maximum of +3?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Neat.
Oh, sorry. Let me correct that. Yes, you can use story tags to go above your +3, but you only ever be able to roll dice-wise +3 in total.
Okay.
So no matter how many penalties and bonuses you get, it's always a +3.
3 is the cap, but if you've got negative modifiers, you can use story tags to get rid of those.
Counterize them. Yes.
That's super cool. Okay, sweet.
So I think I'm going to I don't know what move this is. I don't know if it's changed the game.
I feel it's changed the game because you'll be creating a story tag to see through.
So I'm going to use upgradable. I'm going to use mechanical body. I'm going to use can catch and trap with my body.
I'll let you use those 3. This seems fair.
I'm going to roll to change the game.
All right. Now, before you do, you have a -1.
-1.
From purple haze. And there are eyes everywhere watching you. And that's why I have this. The haze has eyes, difficulty 3. What's that? Status 3. Because something is watching you through the haze. So you have a -4 to the roll.
Okay.
So a net -1?
Net -1 currently.
So I rolled an 8.
All right. So with an 8, that's pretty damn good. No, it's not. That's a minus. No, that's correct. That's -1. Yeah. So you can, in fact, create.
No, wait. That's not. Is that accurate? I don't know
No,
if
that'd
that's
be a
accurate.
Yeah.
6.
Oh, that'd be a
Okay.
6.
Or
You're
actually,
one
a
short.
5. It's
You are
3 plus
2
3 plus
short.
3.
Gotcha.
So unless someone can choose to aid you in this case, you unfortunately will not make the check.
I believe it's a
But
5, not a 6.
I could aid since I was trying to burn things away.
I'll let you do that. If you have a help or a hurt point, I'll let you use one of those.
I do.
But you will need one more from someone else.
Do we know what he's trying to do, or what you're trying to do, Mo? Like, do you let us know, or
You hear a vacuum, and it starts kind of conking out, and you see me wheezing as I try to breathe.
I'll be here doing voiceovers for all you non-video callers all day. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Contact Lloyd for Foley work.
I'll spend a help.
All right, that will put you just on a 7.
Nice.
Which will give you 1. You can, from now on, everyone, there is a, you know what, let's just call it purple gaze. Because it's easy, and I don't have to think about it.
Lloyd, how dare you make a tag that is just what I am?
So, anytime anyone can use purple gaze to look up, Mo, what does this look like to Jacob when you gain the way to see through the haze?
So you guys see me start doing a thing, and I kind of crumble, and Priya and Jacob help me up, and Jacob, you're not gentle when you help me.
No.
And that's kind of just what I needed. And my eyes turn into headlights and piercing through the haze.
All right. So with this tag, you can see that the entire nurse corridor that you're currently on is in fact made of the haze, and it exists and is blocking most of the path. But hiccups, bear with me. What is interesting is as your gaze flies through it, you can see that the haze is in fact made of eyes. There are eyes, twin pairs of eyes all over the haze, watching you from afar. Multiple eyes scattered about the area. Whether they're connected to the same being or they're multiple other beings, it is unsure. You can also see from the corridor and the way things are formed out that you are looking at that there is, in fact, things being created to essentially block you in and keep you there. And you can see from the haze that every time you take a path, it redirects you, essentially teleports you to come out another door. If you want to find your way past this maze of nurse corridors, you'll need to find a way to break the haze to get onto the next step.
More fire?
Can I just burn it? Can I just
Holly,
burn it?
Holly, do you recognize any of this? And this isn't voices coming out of Jake's mouth. This is like an animalistic intent that you all feel and understand from the wolf.
Just a rumble.
Yeah.
This is different than when I was in the dream. At least I think so. Is it? I don't know.
Yes, it is. It's exactly like that.
It's exact. It is different.
It is different. It feels just exactly right. It feels different. Once again, there are no wrong answers. Feel free to take where you want to go.
In an alternative option from Burn It All, if we're aware of the eyes, then Priya can make plenty of doppelgangers if we need to keep some eyes busy. So there's like two kind of thoughts rolling in my brain.
Entirely up to you how you wish to tackle this.
I'm pulling the crowd.
Doppelgangers, I'm also a big fan of fire. Fire is excellent. Can't go wrong with fire. You could have them each doppelganger just go Three Stooges, like poke them in the eyes.
Oh my.
It would also be great because if you go around and literally cover the eyes of the hazes, it means you can just cut through and they can't see you to stop you from moving forward. And you can follow
Okay,
it
that's
past that
hilarious.
while
I
it's
love
doing
that. I love that. Yes. Okay, sold. Done. Let's do it.
Do it. Give me a roll. Now this is not a change the game
Okay.
because
what
you
are...
aren't you are getting through the area.
Is this
Okay.
sneak
So
around?
this is an act. This is essentially either it will be sneak around, or I'll let you even roll toe to toe.
Recommendations?
I've never seen us roll sneak around except maybe once.
I would like to roll
Likewise.
sneak around because I'm intrigued.
That sounds good to me. Give me a sneak around roll. You have a -3 from the purple gaze, but
I
you
have
can.
a-
I can't stop saying that correctly. But you can use whatever tags you need to beat that.
Okay. Well, I have doppelgangers. I also have sneak around places.
So that's 2.
Am I also using magical fire?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's
Why
go
not?
wild.
Why not?
Yeah, the
Why not?
doppelgangers are on fire. You know what? For you, Leona, the doppelgangers are on fire. Also, if I put it to a vote, everyone will say yes anyway. So
Fair
I'm
enough.
kind of screwed. So there you go.
Spicy doppelgangers. Okay, so that is 3 tags, -3, and stick around. Let's see.
That's a 7.
All right, that is a 7. Please describe how you get past the area and you end up in an orchard.
That's a good question. I was reading the thing. Because it's a 7, is it complicated, or do you just want me to describe how we get through?
Nope, you definitely will get through no matter
Okay.
what.
Okay. Well, in that case, you just kind of see Priya kind of like grin, and then there's just like doppelganger after doppelganger that just like appears and like starts walking forward and like just like covers eyes of people that are watching. Like it's almost a very like playful energy, which is not very Priya or very Shanti, and it's just kind of this very like happy like hee, we're just gonna cover everyone's eyes and no one will know, and then we can maybe just hopefully walk through.
All right, so you go about and you sort of cover your eyes, and as you cover the eyes, the corridors, as you're like so going, the corridors all stop to lose doors, one by one by one by one by one by one by one, until there's a single door directly ahead with no gurneys or anything cutting across, just straight ahead of you, a single door.
I kick down the door.
Hey! I was like, y'all gonna go to the door? You're gonna leave me here? I'm like, you want me to tell you going to? I'm trying to think-
Ladies first.
All right, you kick down the door, and as light floods the room, it's almost like all of you have stepped out through the door, and you put your foot, and it land on soil. You can see that your foot is on soil, and you're back to being on the open area with a single path going through. But the area around you is now earthen ground. It's floating earthen ground all around, and you can see weird small plants are growing, vines upon vines upon vines. But instead of strawberries or like raspberries or grapes growing on these vines scattered about, everything hanging there seems to be really intricate, very colorful symbols and designs just hanging on the vines one by one. What makes it even more important is in the center, covered by vines wrapped around them, placed up in like the hands tied up above their head, not in a crossway, because I know that'll get you some trouble. Placed up above their head, staring directly of you, is a person who seems to be half snake and half human. And you recognize the half human parts as the same body as Lynette Smith. She directly sits in the center of the path for you to get past her. And her eyes are rolling quietly while she's hissing from one one part of her lips and she's speaking from another.
Hello
As you
again.
get, okay, after you.
Oh, it's just
She,
gonna be
Mhm.
Holly walks up and just says, "Hello again, Lynette."
so, she opens her eyes and she rolls it and she looks directly down at you and she goes, "The dreamers. So you are trapped here too, left to wander the limbo with nothing but a care in the world, lost to the dream eater, lost to the world you're from, lost from the world you will be, just like me."
Limbo? I'll do the limbo.
God damn it, Priya.
Priya's got two specialties. Whenever she doesn't like someone, well, actually, this is her specialty. Whenever she doesn't like someone, she just plays dumb bimbo because she
Is
thinks it works, and it usually does.
Lynette blocking the path?
No, you can go around her. But she is there, so you can talk to her too if you want to interact.
Do you know where we are?
We have been shunned from heaven. We have been
You mean you've been shunned from heaven?
left behind for nothing. Everything I did means nothing. I
Yeah, and I'm
belong
pretty
to
sure that's
nothing.
your fault.
And she hangs her head in shame.
Holly's gonna walk up and push her head back up, like with her index finger, and look her in the eye and goes, "Oh, it meant nothing to Nathaniel and all of the old folks. Is that right?"
If I am to be punished for what I did because I wish to live beyond my means, then that's on me. I failed to be greater than I was. This is only my just desserts.
Who offered you greatness?
And you see her like lift her head up, like directly to the sky. And she goes, "Had I not listened to the foundation, I would not be here right now. Had I not followed Venus to the depths of hell, I would be in heaven."
Who offered you this greatness?
And I saw like pause goes that foundation of Erin Kent. She meant Erin
Hmm.
Kent when she's foundation.
Oh,
Erin Kent
yeah.
Foundation. Yeah. Just sort of put it out there. I wasn't trying to be
But
subtle. I was
clarifying.
like,
I got
it's
you,
the
I got you.
foundation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's why I was like, she said that. That's what she meant.
but Aaron Kent's the devil.
Then I have fallen for another lie. And you see her like look to the side and she was like, "This is my punishment. This is where I belong."
Do you even miss Samuel?
And she says nothing to that.
That's all I need. We're done here.
Do you want to come down?
Leave her. And Holly lets go of her head, like was propping her head up with a finger, and just leaves her and walks by. She has no time for her.
As you're stepping back and you start to walk by directly, she goes, "Is he all right?"
Better off without you.
And her head continues to hang down. You may do with her what you wish.
Leave her to suffer. She earned her place.
We've all earned her place.
Oh, how many old people did you kill? How many
long-
did you drain the dreams of for your own ambition?
How many did I let die trying to get things done the right way? We were given power. I should have handled this a long time ago.
Deal with your own guilt how you will. I'm leaving.
Snort.
I follow Holly.
I also follow.
Joe.
Oh, I'm following. The
Yeah.
snort was
Okay.
like, yeah, let's move.
That was an affirmative
As
snort.
as you walk away from Lynette, you can see the path behind you and the grass and the arch and everything else slowly disintegrate to nothing, becoming one with the purple haze, as she is doomed to be. The path continues, now twisted, with the fact that it's being led by Priya and her fire. It changes now and becomes more of a street. But the street starts to rise up on the left and the right side with what looks like almost like a small market. And not in a kind of like, ooh, let's go and buy some shoes market. More like little stands with like people selling food and hot dogs. But there's no people. There's just this shade of purple that seems to be there reaching and grabbing non-existent hot dogs and serving it to shades of people. All the purple has now become like weird people forming area, and the people forming area slowly turns into cars lined up along the streets that you're watching. And ahead of you, you can see there's a big screen blocking your path that is repeating a movie, like a single frame of a movie of someone going like back and forth in a single frame over and over again. Just coincidentally, it's an image. It's from Priya / Shanti's commercial advert of them the hair going just repeating the same gif over and over, like you're just hovering over her in the YouTube video.
Don't like that.
Are the eyes still watching us?
The eyes are still watching you, yes. The cars are parked directly around, and they all seem to be full of purple hazed people just carrying on their way. But all the purple hazed people in the cars all have eyes, and all of their bodies are there, and they seem to be doing things and laughing at non-existent stuff. The eyes are all turned on their heads towards you.
All Scooby-Doo painting-esque.
Can I try to talk to them?
Unfortunately, when you move forward to speak to them, nothing seems to come out. And when you move your hand through one, it like disintegrates and then reforms back into the eyes.
Gotcha.
Is this meant to be a taunt against me?
I'm not sure. If you may, the reason I'm not sure is because I'm not sure how to answer that. If you wish, I think I can answer this question without putting it forward. Because you are leading the purple haze, it seems to be trying to block the path, given whatever emotion or feeling or metaphysical being that you are. The same way it tried to block the path of Holly by putting them in the nurse corridor. Now it's trying to block your path by using movies and a drive-through, but not really going for the fundamental problem that you have or what's going on with you, which is getting into movies and drive-through. But I suppose it's put you on the screen, so you're kind of in the movie, so kind of working out.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
Purple Haze is trying its best, okay?
It's trying,
it doesn't
it's
need
trying.
you to judge it, all right? It's trying its best.
It's
Can you please give it a
trying.
chance? It is
Whoa,
metaphysical and trying its best.
Purple
It's
haze.
trying, I'll give
what's
it
really
that.
going on here?
Yeah.
Purple haze.
You okay, Purple Haze? Do we need to talk?
Like to roll Pierce the Mask on the
let's
purple haze?
Safety check on purple haze, please.
I'd like to comfort and support the purple haze.
The purple haze is fine. Leave the purple haze alone.
Never.
It's
Purple
doing
Haze
its
need a
best.
hug.
It's trying its
Make
best
hot
to
cocoa.
stop you. Please give it a break.
Well, the only reason why I ask is because, like, if it's trying to, like, if it was actively trying to taunt me, I feel like my reaction would be different. But if it's just continuing to, like, try to do its thing to block me, then that's
Yeah.
fine.
However, I don't see why you wouldn't interpret that as a taunt.
True.
It
And if
seems
there
very
are more
pointed.
eyes, sorry.
It seems very pointed.
Yeah. And if there are more eyes kind of looking at me, it's just gonna be another wave of doppelgangers coming off of her, being like, "Nope, let's close all the eyes again. Let's see how that
So
works."
you go to use your doppelgangers again to go up, and then you realize that it's learned from its previous mistake.
Oh, cheeky shit.
Now because it has the people down where it is, it now creates more eyes around your doppelgangers. As you're sending them out, it's doubling up the eyes around it. The same trick will not work twice against the purple haze.
Sneaky. Okay.
While we're kind of paused trying to figure out how to get past this, can I try and get a better look at, like, what's going on around us at a metaphysical level?
Oh, would you like to make an investigate roll
I
for that?
would.
Why
That's
don't you
all
give me a
right.
shot?
Can I roll watch each other's backs, dream walking, and see the dream?
Yes, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
And that's I still have a -3, right?
You still go -3 for the haze of eyes because it's not going to make itself very obvious to you.
Okay.
Plus side, purple haze only one, so you don't have to worry about that for now.
Okay. And I can tag the story tag, right? To
Yes, you
cancel that
can.
out.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It'll give you that +1 you might need for the question. Good luck.
Okay. So let's go ahead and investigate. That is a 9.
All right, you could ask me one question.
Can I get some help to make that a 10?
How many people have help points? Yes, I can see
I'll help. I'll help.
How do you help?
I point my eyes in the direction that is helpful to Holly.
I look at the thing.
I think it's more like Adam is kind of scanning the area and Holly is kind of like reaching out with her supernatural senses to and using Adam's like kind of clearing vision as a focus to try and get a better look at kind of what's going on.
Sounds good to me.
What is the difference for an investigate with a
10? With a 10, I don't get to do any of those 3 things.
Okay.
I don't get to expose you to danger. I don't make it fuzzy, and I don't need to make it any of the other things.
Okay.
So whatever this is, you just get straight through. You won't have to worry about a sudden corridor getting in your way.
Okay. And
No
I just get one question. Is that right?
You only get one question. Yes, you always get a minimum of 1.
Okay. Okay. What do I want to know? So we know how it's trying to stop us. It's kind of reading our emotions and memories and kind of putting those in front of us to kind of snag us and slow us down. Do I want to try and figure out what it is that's trying to stop us, or do I want to figure out like how it, or I don't know. This is kind of open up to the group, but do we want to figure out what it is that's trying to stop us, or do we want to try and figure out like how to get past it, or what's
is
more
it
important?
Trying to keep us from Alice or something else?
Right.
I feel like that one's a little too narrow. I don't know. Because I kind of want to understand what it is that's trying to stop us. Like, is it something from Aaron Kent? Because if we're outside of the waking world, that's kind of Aaron Kent's domain.
Yeah, I'm with you. I kind of want to know what is trying to stop us, I think.
Yeah. I think that's my big question is, what is trying to stop us?
You are reaching in, trying to sense something that's going on, and as you reach in, look into the eyes themselves, you notice something very similar about them, that they're all, each of those pairs, the same pair of eyes. They're deep, they are translucent, but they stare directly into your soul, and they look at you with a form of admiration and praise. They really appreciate you, and they're very grateful that you bothered to talk to them. They're grateful that you know they exist. They're grateful for every concert you do, and they're grateful that you managed to put them on stage much earlier. The eyes that are looking at you belong to Alice. Alice is trying to stop you from getting closer.
Nice.
Whether she's doing it on purpose or otherwise, you cannot be sure, but it's Alice that's doing this. She is trying to halt you from getting closer to what she is.
Interesting. I wish I'd gotten a follow-up question.
Well, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Oh, yeah. What else would you all like to do?
Does Holly share that with the rest of us?
Yeah. While kind of Adam is kind of looking at things and kind of revealing their more true natures. Holly kind of like looks at a pair of eyes as Adam's eyes go over it, and there's that flash of recognition. And Holly kind of stops and realizes this is all Alice. All of the eyes are Alice trying to stop us from getting to her.
Well, it may not be intentional. She may not know. She might just be afraid.
Yeah,
Ask her what you want to know.
Holly's gonna go up to a pair of eyes and just ask, why are you trying to stop us?
You get no answer, for the eyes have no mouths.
But they must scream.
And they do not need to scream.
Okay, blink once for yes, and blink twice for no.
They're not doing that. They're not doing that. They're not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna give you that. I'm sorry. If you want to converse with Alice, you're gonna have to find Alice. The eyes are not there to converse. They're there to stop you.
Fine, Lloyd, we'll play your puzzle.
I'm sorry. What, you think we'll just turn up and be like, we solved the case? Okay, well, I guess that's today's session done then. No.
What would the other eyes say if I asked them?
The right eye always tells the truth, and the left eye always lies. Now, if there's a car behind the eye on the left, and sorry, Monty Hall.
We're having a trolley problem currently, aren't we?
Is there something stopping us from progressing at the moment? Something actively hindering?
Yes, the screen, the big giant screen in front of you with Priya on it, is actively stopping you from moving forward.
Can we go through the screen?
If you would like to attempt to?
Yeah.
All right. You put your hand onto the screen and you can see you can just move right through it.
Hey guys, I'll be right back, and if I'm not, well, you know, I step into the screen.
Have fun
please
in the
face
painted
danger.
world.
I face danger.
Yes. Physically, you have no defenses.
Okay.
So any defense you have for your physical form will not change you.
Okay. So is this a flat face danger roll?
Look, I mean, unless you have something that will help you dream wise
Oh
or
yeah.
mental wise,
Yeah.
physically, there's nothing that will stop. So none of your physical things, like being able to change your body or resist physical things, that won't help you.
So feels no pain will not help me?
Feels no pain will not help you. It's not trying to hurt you.
Dream walking.
I'll give you dream walking.
Okay. I'll take dream walking and I'll take dream walking and I'll face danger.
Do it. I believe in you.
13.
There is a never mind. You've already rolled. It's all good. Also, that would have been enough. I'm about to say there's a -3 from purple, but you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that was
All
boxcars.
You put your hand through, and when you put your hand through and you step inside the painting itself, for a brief moment, your form changes. You are now standing next to Priya, also locked in that same position, moving back and forth. Both of you are like doing like a cool Bollywood pose dramatically, like the cover of Om Shanti Om. You're at the back, you're on one side, you're on one side, you're both like doing the cool pose. The audience we're listening can't see this, but I'm doing a really cool Bollywood pose right now, and it looks amazing. Okay, don't judge me. And you look great, and you're in that pose. But in that pose that you're in, and you realize what you're doing, you rip yourself out of that dream and pull yourself back to where you were. You haven't gone through the painting, but you can see it's that the image itself would have locked you into that still image, never to move again.
Ugh. Don't try that.
I could I could try to telekinetic it. Just kind of just knock the whole thing over. I don't know if
Priya.
that'll work. Yeah.
What does this mean to you?
The screen, the ad, the what?
Everything.
I don't know. Do you want me to debate the meaning of life right now? She just kind of like puts both her hands on her hips and like damn, like that's
The
that's a deep.
wolf lowers his head down towards so he's eye level with you, but it's not a menacing gaze.
Mm-hmm.
I see you. Jacob sees you. He always has. He's never had the guts to tell you. What do you see in yourself?
I mean, heck, it would be nice to know what Jacob sees in me. I see. I see a lot of things. I used to see myself as a fraud, but these days I feel a lot more confident. I used to think that I was relying on Shanti, but now I just feel like we're two halves of a whole. We're just a good team. And I feel like my own person. Like Shanti and I can work together to make a good life. I don't know if that makes sense.
So what does that say about this place?
Well, it feels like it's trying to poke fun at me. Like it's trying to make me into a phony because Shanti is the one who's supposed to be really good at this. I'm just the aspiring one.
And if you could say anything to this place, what would it be?
Fuck off. Does that work? Fuck off? I don't know.
Why don't you go toe to toe with it and tell it to fuck off and see if that'll work?
Oh god, alright, let's tell this whole thing to fuck off.
I believe in you. You still have
Thank
to
you.
worry about the -3 from the Haze's eyes, but if you
Okay.
can beat that, it's yours. Don't forget, you have that story tag of Purple Gaze from Mo for you to see what it really is.
Okay. Do I need to add the story tag?
No, just give yourself a +1 at the top. There's a
Okay.
bit where you give yourself +1s or a
Yes.
-1.
Okay,
So
so
yeah,
I will
go
add
there.
a
Yeah.
+1, and I have a -3.
Mhm.
And I don't think we're sneaking around places or doppelgangering this time.
Mm-mm.
But I do think. How do you feel about fighting lessons? Like this is her being fighty.
I'm just
Okay,
gonna
that's
say
fine.
yes. I'm
You're
just gonna
just
say
gonna
yes at this point. It's
Okay.
just easier for me if I just say yes. Debating this is not gonna end up well for me, and I have to listen to this later. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, just say yes. It's easier.
It's standing up for yourself. I honestly think that there's an argument there.
Thank
For
you.
standing up for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Truly wants to do good.
The audience can't hear see who listen can't hear this, but I'm squinting real hard. I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
Don't forget that we have the group tags.
Yes, I'm also looking there.
Looks
I-
straining to let that
I-
slide.
What would happen if I hit a weakness tag right now?
You just you tell me what a weakness tag is, and hey, that will help you get attention in that move, and I will narrate it into the scene.
I'm thinking of clicking Clingy Attention Seeker, which is her weakness tag.
I think that's a good weakness tag. I'll
Thank
give it to
you.
you.
Thank you. All right, and then that'll give me an attention on that. I'm gonna just do that before I
Mhm,
forget. I don't know if any of the group tags count. She's not really watching each other's back. She's.
We're
Dream walking?
I guess we're dream walking. Please.
No, I'm putting my foot down on
Okay,
dream walking
okay. That's
because
fine.
you're
That's
not.
fine.
You're literally
No.
not walking. You're just telling it to get out your way.
That's totally fine. I will go toe to toe.
All right. I would say you can inflict your status on there. You always have at least one, so you can definitely do that. Or you can achieve your goal, or you can block, dodge, or alt those events. I would not pick that because that'll just leave you back where you started.
Yeah, no. Let's not do that. What was the first option?
Achieve your goal, which is clear a path.
And the second option was to.
Just hit them with a status. That would not
Oh,
help you in
no.
this case.
No, let's just clear the path. Not a problem.
All
Let's
right.
just do that.
Do you still have the playbook, the theme that is that you're a really nice lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, mark a crack on that.
God damn it.
Just
What?
sort of F off. They're like, whoa, chill.
Queen of Hearts.
Queen, get the F out of my way.
Yeah, because it's making fun of me. I can be nice but tell people to fuck off. Can't I?
Queen
Sure.
of Hearts. Which Queen of Hearts? Alice Queen of Hearts or actual Queen of Hearts? You gotta pick one. I'm not gonna just wake up in the morning and be like, Queen of Hearts, everybody. I'm so nice. Off in his hat. Okay, so as you say this, and you do so, there's a moment where everything goes still, and this silent breeze that's been going through the area just sort of stops. You see the cars that disintegrate. You see the areas that disintegrate. That beautiful picture of yours sits there still waiting. But after a while, it sort of stops doing that, freezes in place, then turns its head towards you, then smiles. As it
Don't
smiles,
like that.
its hand catches on fire.
Don't
and
like
the
that.
fire spreads across the screen
That's
before falling over and becoming this big barricade of fire.
Jesus Christ. Nope. Don't like it. Don't like it.
Flames everywhere, directly in your path.
God damn it.
However, because you are Priya, as you look at the flames, you realize that you can put your hand through it, and there's no pain as you're holding onto it.
Ah, okay.
I tried that too.
Yep, you also feel nothing.
All right.
Priya will walk through and be like, I'm pretty sure it's safe.
Lead the way.
And she will.
Holly's gonna go sleep now in the fire. Sorry, too easy to drop that. Yeah, Holly will go through it.
The wolf goes.
And it burns the wolf. No, it doesn't burn the wolf. You're fine. It's waiting for just you and only you. All right. As you step through the fire and you start to go forward, you realize that there's something directly ahead of you, also on the path inside the fire itself. There's someone who is standing there, and they are held in a cage inside the fire, and the flames are licking them and burning them, and they're breathing heavily, but they're still in the fire, trying to like catch their breath. They're breathing in and out, and you recognize, although he is burning in every form whatsoever, Abdul is standing here, forever locked in flame.
Still feel like I'm being taunted. Am I supposed to feel bad? Am I supposed to feel bad? Is that She's like, I realize the people who are listening can't hear. Priya is like looking at the sky, like with their hands up in like question pose. Like, is that your goal?
Abdul looks at you and goes, "You feel bad. Try burning in eternal fire."
Well, I don't regret my decision. You were hurting her, and I needed to protect her, and you were a dream eater.
And they look at you and they go, I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to sign any stupid papers or cards or whatever. I just wanted to live my best life. Why is it my fault? Why do I have to suffer so other people get better?
Because you didn't care what it cost.
You would have done the same thing in my position.
Try me.
You seem like to reach the flame, like, ah! Of course, he can't really get to you or do anything, and even if he did touch you, it would mean nothing. And he bangs on the cell, and he goes, I may stay here burning forever, but I hope whatever's waiting for you out there is worse. I hope you become nothing. I hope everything you love burns to heck like mine has. I curse you and everyone you will ever associate. May you never find love, and may you all die alone.
The wolf's gonna approach the cage.
Mm-hmm.
So, does that mean you know what's out there?
One second.
Oh, sorry.
You think it's the fire that's hurting you, but it's just your own anger, your rage, your pettiness. That's what you're stuck with, not the fire. Trust me, I know. And I'm gonna walk away.
As you're walking away, he screams obscenities at you, refusing to let your words get to him, unless you want to make a convince roll.
No, that's his
No,
struggle.
that's his roll. All right. Sorry, Priya, you were saying?
Oh no, that's totally fine. Thank you for. I think after that though, Abdul, I'm sure, will eventually stop screaming, and then Priya just kind of goes. So, do you know what's out there? Considering you mentioned it.
He swings at you from inside the cage. He doesn't get you, but he sort of try and get you, and he slams on the cage angrily.
What? I'm just asking a question.
Abdul is not answering questions today.
Jesus. All right, fair
not
enough.
to the person that literally put him in this situation.
I wanna make a convince roll on Abdul.
You better come with a good statement because Joe just skipped out on his. I'm not gonna let another one similar come to that.
I say, do you know what you were?
Yes. Does it matter? I know what I am.
Do you know what you did to the world?
It exists, and now I'm here. Who cares what world we're in? All I care about is the now.
And you're not ready to repent.
Repent only comes to those who are weak.
Then I guess you'll stay.
I will not falter.
Then I guess you'll stay.
And he sort of slams his shoulder directly into the wall over and over again, still angry.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't give you the check for that because what he was and what he is, you have to convince him otherwise. The closest you were gonna get was Joe's you were making it worse. I can't give anything aside that.
No, I got you.
Do you all go past?
Yep.
So
Holly, that's used to be the Dream Eater. And
oh really?
He
he wasn't there.
Yeah, he was an asshole.
Yeah,
he burned him alive. So
seriously?
Yeah,
Damn.
But the Dream Eater was like this
Shit,
I
missed
situation
a lot.
with like 5
I told
people.
you missed a lot. This is the best I was trying to tell you about.
And you know it went down in the hotel right down the hall from you.
Or the hospital.
The
hospital, right down the hall.
Holly's gonna lean over to Adam and be like, "Damn, I told you not to fuck with Priya." She is not to be messed with. Set a motherfucker on fire.
Well,
damn right.
Now, Priya's nice. Shanti.
Yeah.
On fire.
Or did she?
I take it you were leading because you started moving up forward first, Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
So as you lead on, the others slowly start to follow you. You hear Abdul cursing you and screaming your name, and the screaming and the cursing doesn't stop for a good while. Even when everything fades away and disintegrates into nothing like it did for Lynette, the screaming still persists at the back of your mind, and it's gonna take a while. You reckon you're gonna be hearing that for the rest of the time that you're in here. Someone still cursing your name at the back of your head as it continues to yell at you one by one.
Holly's gonna drown him out.
Well, actually, to be honest, Holly, I don't think you're gonna be hearing much. So you're gonna be like
I mean, I didn't burn anyone alive.
I didn't burn anyone.
But more importantly, if it's all right, I'd like to kind of change the game and kind of use a song to kind of pull us together to move us through limbo.
All right, I'll tell you what. Why don't we do one of those scenes where you start a song and everyone joins in? And I'm not gonna give you a change the game roll because I think you just do that.
Yeah, there's it's You by Bad Religion, which has been the motif.
Not You by Bad Religion. We keep using that. The copyright is running out. The copyright has run out. We can't use it more episodes.
But it's so good. God, because that one is so good because it applies to all of this because you painted my entire world. God, what? I have no idea.
Okay, I'll let you use you by bad religion. It's fine. This is
Oh,
the last
well,
time.
there's
The last time.
it's the opening line that resonates again because there's a place where everyone can be happy. It's the most beautiful place in the whole fucking world. It's made of candy canes and planes of bright red choo-choo trains and the meanest little boys and the most innocent little girls. And I wish that I could go there. And that's where the song kind of trails off.
And as you hit the last lyric, you can hear someone singing the last part with you as it hits that beat, and you see it resonate through the area that you're in, like a final like sound bouncing on directly back. For a moment, you pause, wondering what that was, and then ahead of you, as you are singing the song and carrying on, you realize that the area has changed once again. This time, it seems you are in what looks like a forest lading about the area, but the forest has a singular thing directly inside it, a clearing with a house sitting right in the middle. There's a smell of pie coming from the window, and around in the darkness in the forest, you can hear animals chirping and rhyming and singing that same tune over and over and over again.
Is this familiar to any one of us?
I don't have time for this. The wolf does not go toward the cabin and walks deeper into the forest.
All right. Well,
I
the
kind of
problem.
pointed. I pointed to
Yeah.
cabin like, wait,
No, do you wanna
ain't
you wanna
these
go?
your people?
Yeah. So check this out. The minute you go through one part of the forest, guess what you come out of? Woo! The other side
Okay,
of the forest.
keep going.
So so there's a bit where the wolf goes in there and then comes out there, then goes in there, then comes out there, then goes in there, then comes out there, then goes in there, then comes out there.
I go knock on the door.
You're like, I love everyone's like, Wolf, what are you doing? Okay, fine. And you bang on the door and you hear it, come in.
I open the door. I don't step in.
You open the door to what looks like a cozy house, like an absolute bumbling, sweet, cozy looking little house with a little like living room with very comfortable chairs, a fire going in the middle, what seems to be a carpet laid out in a nice little form with what essentially like a synthetic cloth, of course, not a real one. And you can see that there's someone walking around holding what looks like a pie, a big pie in their hand. And they turn to us and go, "We're so glad to see you." And instead of saying, "We're so glad to see you," you realize that they only have body up to there. The top part of past their lips, all the way up, is what looks like a nest.
Oh my.
From the lips upwards to the head is just a nest sitting there with birds inside looking around. And it's holding a pie. But as you're looking at the pie, you can see the pie is bleeding.
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 Nice. Do you know the wolf?
Just a heads up, if anyone wants to X cut any of this, I will not stop you. Just want to put that out there because I'm a little worried how it's looking on the screen.
It's icky, but I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm into it. I'm sorry if that's bad.
Yeah, give me some of that. Yeah! I'm here.
I say, do you know the wolf?
Is he coming in for dinner?
You should probably come talk to him.
Oh, I don't think I could leave this building that easily. Not someone like little old me. I'm just a guideway to let you go on to the next part.
Is that going to be hard?
It shouldn't be. Do you like pie? It's delicious. They say as I take a knife and cut into it, and the blood starts to ooze off the side. I made it myself.
I'll be right back.
I'm a see you in a minute.
So I go talk to Holly and Priya, and the wolf if he will stop.
Not yet. Y'all have a scene first.
And I say, so I thought that was who the wolf kind of tends to grumble about. Granny? He's mentioned her.
You met Granny?
I don't know. I hope not, for Wolf's sake.
I mean, okay, look.
But
If the last
whatever is
one was
in there is saying that we have to come in and eat pie to get through.
no.
And the
Look.
pie does not look appealing.
Don't. Look. The last one was taunting me. This one is taunting the wolf.
Oh, then the hospital was taunting Holly.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Pattern.
I call myself an investigative journalist. I didn't get it.
You would have.
So when
There's
the wolf,
a crash of trees as the wolf is trying to knock trees over.
right?
This is not what Priya actually does, but it feels like a good moment to be like, "Here, boy." If I could whistle, that would be the moment. That is not what she's doing because she does not want to get murdered. But like somehow we gotta talk to the wolf and be like, "What do?" In my opinion.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
All right, I go over to the tree line that I'm sure is being destroyed but not being destroyed,
Mm-hmm. It's just constantly replenishing.
right? So you guys want to find Alice. And Priya pointed out that apparently we all have a trial of some sort, and this one's yours. We went through the hospital for Holly's. We can go back.
There's no going back. There's no back to go to.
All right.
Red's gone. So were a lot of the people that used to be in the forest. That was my fault. That
Well,
was my fault.
whatever's in that cabin might be Granny, might not. They have a pie. It's a meat pie. It's blue. It's extra blue. And yeah.
Lloyd, does the wolf intuit anything from that information?
Lloyd has to think about what the wolf would feel about that.
Mm-hmm.
You never actually eat pie
Right.
in any of the fables that you're in.
Right.
So I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
But you feel free to correct me in the after credits later when whatever happens there. Okay, great. Or would you actually, you know what? No, you don't. I'll just say it. There's nothing you can do about it. It's my game. I'm in charge.
Okay.
We take a vote.
Not this time. Not this time. You don't.
Kidding.
The wolf pads out.
So
the cabin.
She says we have to eat the pie. I don't want the pie. I hope you want the pie. I think it's a she.
The wolf goes towards the cabin, full wolf size. Grunts and snarls and waits at the door. Takes one last breath and knocks with a giant paw.
The door's open.
Okay. I'd say it's closed for the scenario. It's only fair.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll be nice. Come in.
The place is too small. I don't want to make any more damage. You come out.
You hear the words, then make yourself small and come in, child.
I'm not a child.
You are to us.
Who are you?
Come in and I'll show you. You wouldn't want me to come out there. You wouldn't like what you see.
I become a slightly smaller wolf. And I walk in.
Are you like a puppy form?
No,
Oh,
no.
could you be?
I'm
Could
a
you
Great
metaphorically word?
Dane-sized wolf.
Oh, so a small Great Dane? Like
Yes.
okay,
No,
okay.
A small Great Dane is still up to your
Boy.
shoulder.
You trot in, and the smell of meat is both nauseating and mouth-watering at the same time. You see a lady standing there. She's wearing a nice little apron with blood splattered all over it, and she's holding a pie. And once again, the head goes up to there before it forms a nest with these eggs directly placed in it. Also, Rose, yes, we'll take a bio break directly after this. And she looks up, she goes, "Finally, now, are you gonna come eat this pie so I can move on?"
Why do I have to eat the pie for you to leave?
Everyone else has had a trial. Why should you be any different? I mean, I could make this harder. We could have a big fight thing if you want. I hear your kind likes that.
I don't recognize you. You're not in any of my stories.
Of course I'm not. And you can feel their smile. There is no way you would recognize me, otherwise I wouldn't look like this.
I eat the pie and we move on.
You eat the pie and we move on. I'll be even nice. Your friends don't have to eat the pie. Just you.
Who's in the
Engulf
pie?
the pie. Is that really going to help?
Yes.
I am.
I told you, you're the only person I never wanted to eat. It's never
Not
changed.
necessarily. You see, back where I'm from, you never actually eat me. Back where I'm from, I'm saved. Back where I'm from, your belly is split open and I am dragged and pulled out, blood, warts, and all. Back where I'm from, I no longer exist. In this world, where I am now, where I exist in its own way, I am but a memory, a fading one from everyone else in the dreamlands. Now, you can sit here and take your whole high horse. I don't know what's going on, how things are working out. But when your fable is suddenly eaten and destroyed to create the Dream Eater, you don't really have much of perspective on anything else, and you take the form of whatever you can take. And this is me, and this is the pie, and this is you. Now, we want this to end, and I'm willing to skip all of these steps, but I still have to give you some trial before I can send you to heaven. So do me a favor, Wolf. Let bygones be bygones. Continue to forget about me and eat the fucking pie.
I would like to attempt to change the game.
Ooh, we can do.
Bear with me because there's a little bit of narrative here. I'm gonna. Is it just a pie? Is there like utensils, or how is it being served?
Whichever way you want it to.
Okay.
Whatever makes sense for the scene.
I imagine it's a pie on just a table, and there is some cutlery and forks and a big, like, cartoonish, like, bib that's wrapped around the wolf.
Yes, sure, why not? Let's do it. Sounds great.
Yeah. And I said, fine, if that's what it's gonna take.
You see them.
But before I
breathe
eat all of
aside.
this,
Karen.
you should know that where I come from, there's a place for me and you and Red. And the wolf's gonna start talking about Red the entire time.
While you're
And
eating the
he
pie?
starts. No, not yet. But he's going to start telling Granny the story of Red Riding Hood and the wolf and Granny. But as he's doing so, he's using it to lock this place into the fable version of the place instead of what it is here. He's trying to change the game so that this Granny can know what it's like to have a Red, to be a different Granny. That's the meta move I'm going for.
All right. So there's a lot of things that are going to happen if you've succeeded this, some of which I'm not quite sure you're ready for the consequences of. So I'm going to say make the roll. The difficulty is only going to be 1 for the purple haze because the gaze will not stop you.
Okay.
The
Try
gaze
as
will
we
not
might.
stop you.
Try as we might.
As they want to, the gaze cannot stop you. So you use the haze. You have to break to the haze of -1 to change the game. I will ask you one more time. Are you sure?
So the wolf has seen parts of his fable be destroyed before by the Dream Eater. Like they've already been unmade. Is there some sense that that could happen again if the wolf tries to bring the fable back into this place?
Yes. It's still gonna be cool though. Do it for the loss. Do it for the vine.
Do it for the TikTok.
You are 100% going to put them at risk if you let this person become your new granny. You do not know what consequences of your actions will be if you try and bring this person to the real world. But you are a dreamer. You are more than capable of doing something wild. Just like screw it. You are in a zone of power.
So here's how I'm going to change the game instead.
Do it. Okay.
Here's a different pitch. It's a bit stuffy in here, Granny. I think I'm going to huff and puff. And I'm going to blow this motherfucking place down.
Okay.
And for the first time, I take a full breath because that axe is no longer in my lung.
I'll give it to you. Make the roll. However,
okay,
because you are now changed the game of the area, it is now difficulty 3 you need to be, and not difficulty 1. I believe in you.
May I tag Huff and Puff?
Yes.
May I tag Blow the House Down?
Yes.
Okay. Am I dreamwalking in this instance?
In a way, I will give you dreamwalking because you're trying to affect both the dream world and the waking world in this instance.
Okay, cool. I think that's all I can fairly tag, so we'll go with that.
All right.
And then I have, how many minuses do I add?
-3.
-3s. Okay, so that's a net wash. Okay, and then
I
change the
believe in
game.
you.
Okay, guys, here we go.
Give me that 6.
Here we go.
Give me that 6.
Core moves. Change the game.
Wow. Okay, well that's a 10. You have 2 power to do what you want.
Okay. Can you remind me mechanically what that means?
You have 2 points to spend, 1 for 1 to gain the following effects. Create a story tag, burn a power tag or story card, give or reduce a status, scale up the effect, prolong the effect, hide the effect, or anything else you think will make sense.
Okay. I'm chiefly concerned with getting past this obstacle safely and not bringing more harm to my friends. So based on that, do you have a recommendation for me? Because I was thinking getting rid of some of the existing tags against us.
I think that's fair. You could reduce purple gaze down to 1, which would be essentially you clearing the area and trying to get past the trial without a problem.
I would like to literally blow the gaze away. Sorry.
Okay.
Let me take that again. Sorry. I would like to blow the negative status effect that's currently affecting our party away from the area.
Joe, every time I see you roleplay, I am blown away.
Oh my god. Okay. You huff and you puff and you blow the house down as you do. The pie goes flying through the air. The area completely disintegrates like it's nothing. The forest disappears like it's nothing. Everything disappears like it's nothing, except the lady sat there with the half face. She stands exactly where she was as the thing blows her across. And as it blows her across, you see The pie blowing across her completely covers her in red.
And now she's red.
Or was she always red? Because I never said she was Granny.
Right.
Ooh.
And she looks at you with that half face, and the nest blows apart, and her face slowly forms up, and the blood around her forms that cloak of reds. But as it does, you see parts of her body also blow away with chunks around her as her own form disappears. And as it does, the only thing, as it starts to basically fall apart her, the only thing that's left is the face, just below above the neck and below the nose. Even the eyes look at you with a twinkle of surprise and also amusement. But as the lips was there, it says, you know, it was a really good pie. And then that too is gone. There is nothing left. The path, however, is directly in front of you. And as the four of you look towards it, you see it change into a pavement and then up some stairs. And you look up and you realize you are looking at the building of the foundation. Let's take a 5-minute break, a 10-minute break here, because we always say 5 minutes is actually 10 minutes. Let's take a 10-minute break here to have a moment, talk about ourselves, vibe where we need to vibe, and we will come back in 10 minutes. I'll see you all in 10. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to those of you who are listening. And those of you who are listening at home, we never had a break. That was all a lie. This is all an illusion, and you will never understand otherwise. And you have no idea what weird and fanatical things we talked about while you were away. Okay, let's do this. We start the scene with the four of you standing out, looking up at the building of foundation. The streets around it are now formed, although it floats on its own inside the area. The purple haze now a distant memory, making things a bit more gray like you're used to. And also, ahead of you, the doors to the foundation building are wide open with nobody seemingly around, except you can see at the very front there seems to be a receptionist.
I stride forward and I say aloud, I was hoping for a castle.
It would be more dramatic, wouldn't it?
I walk into the reception area and I say, they're
Mhm.
expecting me.
You look down and the person that's typing continues, and then they stop their typing and they look up at you. Their face is a bit ragged, a little bit horrid. They seem a bit thicker around the cheeks and around the body, and the scars that they have all around their body, including the arm that they mostly seem to be putting their secret compartments in, seem to sitting down. But you see a replica, or at least you see yourself, and they
Right.
go, "That's weird. I thought they'd be expecting me."
Yeah, that's the trick.
Perhaps I was wrong after all. Do you think so? And they say, "Do you think so?" And another you walks out, now wearing a full-on security guard uniform
Hmm. Hmm.
with everything else, all the trimmings and everything else. And they're like, "I thought they'll be expecting me, but if it's you, we apologize. We're terribly sorry. If you could please escort them, and you see yourself coming in on your way, this really nice lady's like office worker number coming on through, and they're like, absolutely, please follow me. And they take you along. And at this time, you can see the crowd is starting to form around you as
Hmm.
multiple versions of Adam seem to be going around the area, waving at you, nodding. Some of them are drinking tea, some of them are having a conversation, and everything seems to be forming itself all the way through. What's interesting is, although you four can't see it, every time you're not looking, every other Adam has turned towards you all and looks at you. And when you look back at them, they continue doing their work like it's nothing.
The one that's giving us the walkthrough,
Mhm.
I don't look down and I say, nice legs.
Although we're like in a serious moment, because there's always space for funny comedies, they strike a slight pose and they continue walking. They take you to the elevator and they push a button for you to head in.
How many buttons are there?
There's only one,
Right.
and every single one of them says "my floor."
Hmm.
There's a single button that says "my floor" on it. You just go boop, and the elevator. I'm assuming you all get the elevator. I'm assuming. I was assuming here. I was just saying because you all might be like, okay, guys, kind of use Hufflepuff. So let's make sure you're all ready.
So
No, we're going.
if you guys are paying attention, you see me flexing my hand, and I want to destroy this construct, but
All right.
I'm
Okay.
not doing it yet.
Okay, gotcha. They push a button and then you come up to what looks essentially like an office floor. People are working around themselves, they're carrying on, and you can see at the very far back there is a boss, like a boss door, like a
Mhm.
boss door, a boss door, like
An
oh yeah, so the
office?
RPG boss
A
boss
corner
door,
office.
the boss door. Lloyd hasn't been in the office for 3 years. Lloyd has forgotten how offices look like. Okay,
Lucky
It's
Boss
Lloyd.
door. Yeah,
Lucky
boss door.
I'm
Lloyd.
so sorry. You see, there's an office at the very end with Adam, CEO, written on it, and they open the door and they're like, "Can I help you?" And it's Adam once again,
Mhm.
only this time in this full-on suit, much nicer.
I'm looking for Aaron Kent.
Well, you found them. everyone is Aaron Kent. That includes everyone here. After all, we are all just products of Aaron Kent.
Mm.
How does it feel not to be special?
Makes me sad because this crime has been committed again and again and again. This crime against humanity.
You say crime, but what if humanity is the crime? Is it a crime for us all to live? Don't we all deserve a chance?
Um, we do. But do we have a chance? Or are we just puppets of distraction, cogs for a purpose?
And Adam, sitting at the desk, being careful, continues the conversation, and they go, construct or not, we all deserve a chance to live, as do you.
I agree.
Construct or not, whether we are all Aaron Kent or we're Adam, we deserve our chance to be the one, right? Perhaps this would be easier if there was less of us. And another Adam goes, I agree. And then you see all the Adams just slowly rise from their seats. The immortal words that has always been said when immortals get together is immediately uttered from each of their lips. There can be only one. You may not know this, everyone, but we're about to enter a combat mode.
Yep. This is where we all jump back to back, strike a pose.
Oh my!
So
the screen goes. I will now. Yes, I'm going to lay out the scene for you before I continue.
what happens if I make a hard choice? What is making a hard choice move?
So making a hard choice. I always have to remember this because Lloyd always forgets how this works. Give Lloyd a second. That's whenever you have a chance to essentially solve or at least understand what you are, and you choose to just forego it in order to keep pressing ahead. That is making a hard choice.
I think that's also what this is.
Oh, go on, tell me more.
I think I have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the choice is to fight myself.
Or to become yourself.
Or to become myself.
I would normally say that counts, but one, all it does is it gives you a fade on your mystery theme. And two, I think fighting yourself is also the same as becoming yourself. And I don't want to mark a fade on your hard choice for that. What I will say, though, is this. Are you going to fight them until you're the only one left? Or are you going to fight them until you can get to Alice? That is the hard choice you need to make yourself right now.
Right.
If you fight them until there's only one left, you can stay here and give the others a chance to get to Alice. If you fight them until you get to Alice, you will engage with them with everyone else. But if you fail, you are going to miss out getting to Alice.
Right.
That is the choice you need to make right now for that. If you choose one, aka to fight with everyone else, mark fading a mystery. If you choose to give yourself in and allow them to go, I will let you mark attention on the scene.
Do I have an opportunity to convince?
Not in this case. I think that moment will come after, not before.
Because I see a scenario where we all want the same thing.
If I may.
You may. You're allowed.
You can, during the combat, use convince as an attack. Instead of
Okay.
going for like, I punch them in the face, you can go, I try to convince. And if you fail, I'll then put bad things on you. If you convince them, I'll let it go on. This is how it's going to work. Whenever you fight someone, there is a status bar that they have. It's taking them as the status of their hit points.
Mm-hmm.
It can be metaphysical, it can be verbal, it can be social,
Right.
it can be whatever you want, but they have
And
status bars.
And I can reduce that clock with whatever action I want.
No, you increase the clock.
Yeah.
So once you give them a status, it stays on them. And you can even, and whenever you hit them again, you can increase that status. If you increase the status to 4, usually they're in a bad shape. If you increase it to 5, it means that they're knocked out. If you increase it to 6, they are destroyed.
Gotcha.
That's how that works.
Or discouraged.
Or discouraged, depending on what you're doing, or walks away in shame.
Right.
It's always a good idea to know what statuses you're attacking, because if you're doing a physical, I punch you in the face, you can't be like, I punch you in the face and I convince you to feel bad, because it won't raise that status up. So the status has to be named something that both your convince and also punching them in the face will both relate to. For example,
knock some sense into them.
Knock some sense into them, because that's good for both physical punching and talking. Would that work for everyone?
Yeah.
So I say,
as they like,
I need you guys to go on without me.
Ooh, you're going to stay.
And I say, I'll catch up, or I won't.
This is your trial, Adam.
And I go back toward the elevator, and purple haze exudes from all of my seams, giving me an opportunity to grab the person next to me and break them in half on my terms and not theirs.
I like it. Now, I don't think we should do a whole combat scene with just you.
I absolutely agree. The question is, do they get away and we can resolve mine down the road?
What I'm saying is, but I think you should change the game.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Okay.
Now, given what you described, purple gaze is still in the game.
No. So I absorbed the haze in order to get the gaze.
I meant yes. I meant you have purple gaze. You can burn purple gaze. I have to be very careful how I phrase this. You can burn purple gaze to give yourself a +3 to this roll.
Okay. Do I have other minuses?
You have the single minus of the haze has eyes. So overall, after everything you add, you can have a +2 for your roll, and that's it. So you can burn.
So I can't use other tags to get to +3.
That is exactly all you get. You get a +2, and that's it in total. On the plus side, you don't worry about any other penalties, and you are burning a tag to just get an instant +3. And I think it counts for what you did earlier.
And that gets me to plus.
Yeah. So this 2+, and then you click. You gotta give yourself 2+ on the plus and minus button on the positive side, and roll change the game.
All right.
Nice and simple and easy. Unfortunately, everyone will have to do combat another time. I apologize.
It's all good.
Actually, no, depends on how this roll goes. Actually, never mind. Hold on. Let's see if it's double ones or not. Why are you on fire today?
That's a 13.
All right. You have power, minimum 2, to do whatever you need to get them out of here. What would you like to do?
I begin talking to them as I destroy the ones who won't listen. And I tell them they're not Aaron Kent. I tell them they're being used. I tell them they're being tools. I tell them they're being machines and they're not being human. So do not claim humanity if they decide to forego a choice and just do the commands of the master. And I want to raise an army.
All right. You want to raise an army of atoms?
Yes.
So we can call it Army of Adam or Army of Frankenstein if we really want to go for the theme. And
Frankenstein was the creator.
oh my God, listen, you can call it don't do this right now. Don't do this right now. Do not do this to me for the love of God. You call it Army of Adam.
Army of Adam.
It's
And I would
Frankenstein's
say
monsters, Frankenstein's.
How many do I have?
you only have one extra, and I would say use the scale up the effect so you have an actual army.
So I have a 2 for Army of Adam.
Oh no, it's just you have the tag Army of Adam, but it's powerful enough that it's everyone in the building because you scale up the effect because you change the game. Does that make sense?
No, but
okay. Let me go through again.
Happy to move on.
Nope. We are going to clarify that before we continue. You're not going to move on. We're clarifying that. When you change the game, you can pick a whole bunch of stuff on there. One of them is create a story tag, which you do with Army of Adam.
Right.
And it's just a story tag.
Right.
But you can scale up the effect of your story tag to affect more things or give you more targets. In which case, you go from Army of Adam being like, oh, it's just like a couple of people getting together to Army of Adam includes a good portion of people in the building.
So I'm looking at this tracking card, and it feels like Army of Adam should give me pluses to rolls to do stuff.
Yes, but it's a tag, not a status. Statuses only give you minuses. Tags give you 1 per each.
So
very big difference.
Am I putting this under tracking card?
Feel free to put on a tracking card, but it doesn't get a plus. It's just a single 1.
Okay.
And this is what you'll be doing while I take the 3 of them up to the next level.
Yes.
If that's okay.
And I can show up at a dramatically appropriate time.
Yes, you can. So let's do that. Mo, tell me how the 3 of them get away and get to the floor that is considered heaven.
That's an excellent question. So what I do is I leap toward CEO Adams' office and I send them back to the elevator.
So what's the last thing they see before the elevator doors close on them?
They close the door and they see me giving a Jules from Pulp Fiction, Samuel Jackson, Great Vengeance and Furious Anger speech. Some Matrix level stuff with like the Mr. Anderson clones, and I rip through Adams who don't listen, and Adams who are picking up staplers and monitors to like throw at me. They kind of lower their projectiles and they listen, and their hearts swell, and the doors close. And there's only one button in that elevator. Who presses it?
Damn, that's a good question.
Wolf's like, oh, I got paused. How do I press the button? Oh,
he would just boop it with his snoot. Come on.
Snoot!
What is
snout?
For those of you who don't know, I'm doing ooh noise and trying to push a button with my snout. I don't know why I've decided to.
Holly hits the goddamn button.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I know that was a really serious scene. For some reason, I had that image in my head and I couldn't get it out. All right. As you push the button, the elevator naturally goes up and it ascends. And it continues to ascend. And it continues to ascend. And it continues to ascend until bing! You look up and the words written at the top is heaven. The doors open up. And as they open up, you can see in front of you is a stage. The walls are danky and kind of weird and globby, like this place is like underground almost. There's posters, but you can't really focus on the posters because they look like AI generated. So like the words are grumbled up and have too many fingers. There is what looks like a grunge ground at the bottom with a really dingy looking stage. And on the stage, by itself, there's a woman who sits on her computer, typing away with her back to you. You recognize the fro of Alice. Behind you and around you, you can hear music from Holly's latest bootleg album. Naturally, being the second use of Bad Religion in this episode.
All right, Holly.
Priya, like,
oh, yeah, go ahead.
looks at the other. No, Priya just kind of like looks at the other two, like it's that kind of confused moment of like, well, shit, now we're here. I don't know what to do. She's having one of those.
What it is Alice sitting at like a desk?
Yeah, like a working computer desk, like a boring office job.
Holly's gonna
On
go.
the stage?
She's on the stage, but she's dressed like she was last time you saw her, ready to go to a rock concert.
Mm-hmm. Holly's gonna go sit on the desk.
You see her stop typing, and she sort of lifts up her head, dreary, and she turns to. Please be ready to X card at any time during this episode.
Mhm.
She turns towards you. You're expecting her usual kind, translucent eyes that pierce and see everything you are, but all you see in her eye sockets is a purple haze oozing out. And she looks at you and she squints. And she's like, Holly. And then she sort of turns her head really scaringly, almost abnormally all the way round,
Oh
and
god.
goes, Jacob, Priya, huh, bad things come in threes. And then she sort of turns her head back and she continues to type on the keyboard.
What's she
You
typing?
see the screen. You look up and she is writing what is happening right now. She's literally like, Holly took a step up, stepped over the broken microphone, and sat on the stage. Alice turned around and said, Bad things come in threes, before she returned to her typing. Holly reached in and looked to see what she was typing. Holly took a breath. And she sort of pauses when nothing's happening. She's not writing the future, she's just writing the now.
Mm-hmm.
What has become of you?
A dream. I see it. She continues to type. A world. I break it. A hope. I squash it.
Well, right now it seems like you're the narrator.
I do
Or
not narrate.
the
I only
writer? The
record.
record keeper? The recorder.
Yes.
Okay. I like that. The recorder.
Is that my name now?
Your name is Alice.
No, I don't record. It's more than that. I sing. And she sort of like sits up. She's like, and she sort of takes a nod, and she goes, "Dream singer. I will sing of the end times of the world. That is what I've become. Here in my heaven."
I mean, that doesn't
And she
sound
types
right.
that out as well. There's something really odd about the way she's talking. It's clearly not Alice talking, it's whatever she's become.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Alice, this doesn't seem right. You're not supposed to be the end of times.
And she looks over to you. You're not supposed to be Shanti. But here we are.
I'm both.
I cannot be both. I had my dream taken from me, and then I was given life by you. My
This is no
dream.
life.
Oh, Matthew.
This is no life.
For those who live at the end of the world, those who live between limbo and heaven, and the hell you call the waking world, this is life. This is everything. Here we cannot be assimilated. Here our dreams will never die. Here I'll record the end of days.
But that's where you're wrong. The waking world isn't always hell. That's where beautiful things happen. It's not all dreary and awful, not always. Weddings happen, babies are born. Beautiful, magical things happen in the waking world.
The head turns again and it looks at you and goes, beautiful things happen, but they cannot happen beautifully without a muse. With a muse comes a dream eater to take that beauty away, to protect its world. Here, the dream eater cannot reach us. Here, I exist to sing.
And I try and understand what it is that she's become.
Yeah. Let's get some of this in simple English.
Yeah, I'd like to
Give
roll
me
some
that.
dice at this.
Yeah, like, can I just throw some dice at this, Lloyd? I don't know what the fuck is going on. Yes, please, throw some dice.
I could use some clarity.
Alice, you got some explaining to do.
Are
There will
papers
be no
around? I want to
purple haze.
read all of the papers in the room.
Lloyd
You wanna read
specifically
everything
said
in
they're all AI generated and gibberish.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. All the posters are AI generated, all of them. So they all look fine from over here, but when you get closer, multiple fingers start to form. The teeth get way too longer, and Hulk Hogan has an extra eye.
God.
There is no penalty for this role.
Okay. Siren Song of the Counterculture.
I will give you that.
See the Dream.
See the Dream? Yes, I'll give you that too.
Okay. And maybe The Downtrodden.
No.
Hmm. I
believe in you.
Okay, yeah. I'll go with two.
I believe in the boxcars.
I believe in a thing called love.
Just listen to the rhythm of my heart.
That's a 10.
There's a
Two
chance we
questions
can
you
make
can
it
ask.
now.
Believe in the heart of the dice. Alrighty. First question. What? I just got PTSD from. I was about to ask, what is the Dream Singer? And I was immediately ready for Lloyd to ask, in this particular context, or
Are you sure?
just
Okay.
okay. Yeah, what is the Dream Singer?
The Dream Singer exists to record everything that the dream eats. They are there to keep track of everything they have consumed to ensure there's something left behind. When everything in the world has been absolutely destroyed and consumed, they will recreate the world here in the words that they have written in order to have a new world create here between the dreaming world and the waking world, where the dream eater and the awakened world cannot affect them anymore. They have intentionally brought everything down here to do so. And currently, that is what Alice is. They are a dream eater that's been turned into a dream singer. In a way, they are combating the dream eater the best way they can. by recording everything so nothing is lost. But it doesn't mean everything that they record will magically come back to life and be fine. It might be a fake. It might be the real thing. It might not. Who knows how that's going to turn out? What is more important is that Alice has been turned into this. So Alice is losing the sense of themselves, as they do with most Dream Eaters. Something within her needs to be used to do that. Difference is the Dream Eater didn't eat Alice to become like this. Alice is still in there, just that if imagine it more like her programming is taking over, and that's why she can't seem to come out.
Sorry, her programming. What do you mean by that?
Like the dream singer in her brain is like being like, nope, you need to start writing things and making things all right. And it's going, nope, suppress your actual feelings. Go down there, like Lloyd's therapy. Go way down there. Stay down. Don't come out. I'm in charge now. Writing things. And you're just getting glimpses of previous Alice. Think of it like, no, Lloyd won't give spoilers. Think of it like someone is suppressing Alice's true self and is giving out the end singer instead. Kind of like how Shanti may sometimes take over Priya. You have one more question.
God, I have no idea. So, all right, can we recap a little?
Yeah, sure. Let's go on. What do you need to know?
So, last session, we kind of we never confirmed that the entire waking world is Aaron Kent. It was a mixed answer that got us that info, right?
Yes, but what you did do was that you told Alice to become something that can fight the Dream Eater. This is one of those manifestations of what she became.
One of.
Because, I mean, one of. I mean, who knows? Maybe we can find a way to make it something else. But this is what she became. How you use the Dream Singer is up to you. But it's that you were like, no, I want you to fight the Dream Eater. This is the version of her that created something to fight the Dream Eater in this form. That's why she's like this. You also know that the Dream Eater exists to protect the waking world, aka the world where everyone is Aaron Kent.
Or
that's why, or may not be
to guard Aaron Kent specifically.
As such, you know that she is trying to record everything, so if everything is lost, she can rebuild it.
And last we heard from Aaron Kent was thinking about just wiping the world completely.
Yes.
So this is actually in Aaron Kent's favor. Like, this helps Aaron Kent because it's a record of everything that has gone on, and Aaron Kent can look through this and go, oh, this is where I went wrong. Let me try this again. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Should have to fight her, but yes.
Well, specifically, if the Dream Singer kind of brought about a new world, it would be outside of the waking world. Which presumably
who knows how strong Aaron Kent is and how Aaron Kent would fight them. But that's not a question you need to know right now. That's like a three more episodes question. That's a future Holly question.
Yep. Present Holly has so many questions though.
Yeah, I know. You get to ask me one.
I know.
Remember, everyone, there is no wrong answers or wrong actions you wish to take. All actions are viable. I am entirely fair to go wherever you need. I know it sounds a bit overwhelming, and I apologize.
The no wrong answers kind of makes it a little bit difficult to try and figure out what useful questions are.
Okay, I think I got this.
Okay.
We cut to Jacob wakes up in a cold sweat. It's several months earlier. All of this was a dream. He's gonna meet his friends at the cafe, and nothing's different. And they joke about it. Yeah. What do I roll for that?
No, you can't roll for that. I'm sorry.
Roll to retcon the game.
You can't retcon the whole game. I'm sorry. I know this bit
Lloyd.
was a little bit hard.
Lloyd.
I apologize.
Lloyd. It was a dream sequence.
No, it was not a dream sequence. That's the one thing Lloyd is trying not to do, is that all of this is a dream sequence.
Okay. But I do think all of this is Aaron. Well, the physical world that Aaron Kent has created seems like it's just a dream that's gotten super powerful.
It seems like that, yes.
Are we all just living in someone else's dream?
Yeah, is
Like-
this an actual like
did it
Matrix
pull us
moment?
But the
into
problem,
another
right?
Dream.
Even if I may, even if you were living in someone else's dream, this is your world. It's still the world you exist in.
Where I keep
Even
all my
if all of
stuff.
this is, it's where you keep all your stuff. Even if I may, I keep saying it all the time. Even if everything is a dream, which I'm not saying it is, even if everything's a dream, you exist here. This is your world, and you need to protect it. And you need to do whatever it takes to protect the world that you live in.
Mm-hmm.
Even if everything is fake, you are not.
The thing is, it wasn't always like this. Because
No.
at one point, people did dream, like normally dream. So something happened.
Yeah.
Aaron Kent decided to be the only game in town.
Mm-hmm.
This is speculation, but Aaron Kent started using muses to create dream eaters to then devour and suppress any dream that conflicted.
Wasn't Aaron Kent's.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a very good theory, because that would explain why the world is so dead.
Mm-hmm.
It would also explain why everyone is Aaron Kent, because she is everyone's dream now.
Aaron Kent is everyone's mythos.
Yes.
Oh.
The true
Okay.
fear of Frankenstein.
Be nobody.
A perpetual machine that never stops.
Here's my question.
Go for it. I'm ready.
How do we break the barrier to the outer dreams?
I'm gonna need you to clarify that. I know that's a PTSD.
Yeah, so how do our mythos, mythoi? Mythes? Is it like geese?
Or stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our fancy stuff. Came from without. The dreams that we are came from elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
How do we allow more to come through? How do we... Is it just destroy the Dream Eater and prevent a new one from manifesting to allow dreams to flow? Or is there some barrier that we have to break?
Are you sure you wish to ask that question enough? I'm kidding.
God damn it, Lloyd. I will fly to England.
You, full or no, you cannot ask that question. Or answer that question for that matter. But if there was someone who had access to every record of every dream that ever existed, and you got them on your side, you could probably find from their information how to make everyone become a dreamer once again. That is the true power of the Endsinger, to record everything, and from those records, find knowledge. And no, it was not all a dream. I do not wish to read Where's Upper magazines. I forgot the next line. Those are your two questions. What would you like to do?
Heavy D and Salt and Pepper in the limousine.
Oh boy, bigger. Okay.
Holly's gonna turn to Alice and say, I need to find where we're all coming from.
Alice's typing stops. And she looks up. And she looks at you. And this time when she does, she turns her whole body towards you. And she says, within my pages, within my records, I can sing you the start of the world that we live. But once I do, I wish you to know that when my song is done, I will then sing the end. This path you take to the world beyond where dreams are from, I can take us there. The only thing stopping me is Erin Kent and the Dream Eater. If you wish to change the records of dream history and write your own in the making, I can provide the path if you stop Erin Kent. But this deal, once made, will cost you if you accept.
Who pays the price? All of us? Or just one?
They reach out and they hold your heart and they say, just one. You have a hard choice. As a group, you need to decide, are you willing to sacrifice Alice to stop Erin Kent? Or are you willing to sacrifice yourselves and whatever it was that made you who you are to stop Erin Kent? That is the question that is posing to you.
Holly's gonna sit down cross-legged on the floor and just kind of reach out her hands to offer them to Priya and Jacob.
You know that Adam would absolutely do this.
Yeah.
We have to ask Alice.
Yeah.
The real Alice. What would she want?
They look at you and they say, the choice is not Alice's, not anymore. That choice was taken from Alice, was taken from me when I became the end singer. All
Then
I
what
can do.
would she have wanted? What did we know about her? What do the records say about Alice?
They reach out and they tap a button on the computer on its big green screen, and all of you are flooded with images from Alice's life. Her job that she used to work at, her partners that she's had over the years, her incredibly fun and exciting nightlife, her problems in the bath, her issues when it comes to keeping her hair in a perfect shape, her dresses, which she technically made herself, her love for good old fashioned anarchy pop rock music. All of it comes flooding in. How much she loves herself, she loves her jobs, and you get the sense of what Alice herself is. Alice would have asked Holly for advice. She would have stopped and been like, I cannot answer that question. I need to ask someone whose opinion I consider important. And the end singer goes, the dream singer goes, make your choice.
You say that like it's so easy, Dream Singer, but these are world shattering decisions.
The dream singer rings up and pushes a button on the keyboard and turns to me and goes, well, I guess you just have to figure it out.
God, I'm trying to.
Try harder.
Fuck, give me 5
It says.
minutes.
Maybe you have to.
Can you tell us exactly what you mean by you will have to sing the end?
And it clicks a button and it turns towards you, and its voice is a bit more gruffy. And it goes, the world will end with Erin Kent in charge. If you fail, or even if you succeed, I will sing a song of the end of it all. If you fail, then my song will recreate the world here in this limbo before heaven. If you succeed, I will sing a song to affect the waking world and end its staleness from where I am.
Okay, that doesn't sound so bad.
Holly squeezes Jacob and Priya's hands.
You know, Adam will be mad if you don't pick him.
No.
You can dramatically enter the scene.
Crash through the roof.
If that's okay, Lloyd, I will dramatically.
Absolutely. I'll let you crash to the roof and be here with me. The end singer lets you win, no problem. The dream
So,
singer lets you win, no problem.
I say, I volunteer.
I volunteer.
I volunteer. That
I,
was never
I
the
said it. I
question.
said it first.
Doesn't
No,
fucking matter. Every one of us here would have made that choice. That was never the issue.
I have been around a long time, and my only purpose is to stop them. And once they're stopped, I have no purpose. You have stories that need to be told and retold and shared.
So do you.
No. I'm part of a loop that ends with Aaron Kent.
Holly's gonna get up and give Adam a hug. If you want to be the one to kill God, so be it.
They ain't a god.
I mean, very quickly out of character, the question was all four of us or Alice, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Okay,
what I thought.
then I'll rephrase.
Yeah.
Holly's gonna turn to Priya. Together.
Let's go kill God. Always.
And yeah. Holly's gonna hug everybody.
Let's form the Megazord.
We did that last session.
And
that didn't go well. Let's do something else this time.
the end singer looks at you and moves up and goes, "Even from heaven, I will aid you where you need. Consider me a friend. May your dreams help you in killing God, so I may sing of its passing. And it will definitely not be to bad religion." As the dream singer says this, and a little bit of hint of Alice's smile comes within it, there is a nice little pan out away from the building foundation, away from everything else, and into the nothingness of the purpleness that is around. And as it does, it switches to the real world, and it switches to Aaron Kent sitting down, looking at the sky, and for some unexplained reason, shivering. And that's what we're going to today's session, everybody. Thank you much for playing. That was episode 9, Bad Things Come in Threes. I would like to thank the audience for watching the game with us and having a good time. For those of you who stayed all the way through, we love you very much. Thank you very much for everything else. And I'd love to thank our chat mods for the incredibly hard work that they put through to make sure this whole thing runs through. And finally, I would like to thank our amazing patrons who keep us ad-free and independent. It's because of you that we are able to play games we enjoy without worrying about publishing companies or system popularity. You can join the heroic ranks at happyjacks.org/Patreon. I've been Lloyd. Joe?
Hi, I am your outro player, not Lloyd. Man, am I Lloyd? Am I Joe? Am I Aaron? Wow, okay. Hi, my name is Joe. I played Jacob, the Big Bad Wolf, and you can find me by flying out to Pasadena or Los Angeles or San Gabriel or Alhambra. Those are places you're more likely to find me.
And Rose?
Hi, I've been Rose. Slaughter the gods and topple their thrones.
And Leona?
Hi, my name is Leona. I have been playing Shanti Priya. You can find me by flying to Vancouver, Canada.
And finally, Mo.
I am Mo. I am not Aaron Kent.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Join us next time for the last arc of our lovely trip through heaven on high. You can catch all of our episodes on happyjacks.org/heaven on high. And if you want to find all the other APs in the Happy Jacks RP network, please visit happyjacks.org. I've been Lloyd. Thank you for watching. Have a good night or listening. Have a good night all day. See you all next week for the next episode.
Bye.
Woot woot.